And there we go. The timer is going. We have got chat is already moving. Man, chat's just the whole screen going already. I forgot to ask you, Smitty, can you see chat at all, or?
I can't see it on my phone, but I got my I got my iPad here working.
Well, we'll get into that in a little bit. But all right, we got Avid. There's James. Well, we'll get into that. Oh, yeah, you got to turn. Yeah, I forgot to tell you about that part. James Alba, Roger, Muskrat Adventures, Lee Reed, Uncle Lou, Creole, how's it going, my brother? Avid again. Fishing with the Squirrel. 22 people in already. 12 gauge catfishing. That's Wandering Fisherman's son. Fishing with the Chad. Hello, hello. How you doing tonight, Chad? I don't know if you've been watching. I love the what they've got going on the bait shop there. Having the one-ton crew come in one at a time, so they're doing a lot of fun watching that. Alan, how's it going? Sean, Catfish Heroes, what is up, my friend? Glad you're in. Dave Kachar, up to 24 people. Setting hooks, crossing eyes. Thank you, thank you. Hey, there's my good friend Thomas Littlepage. Georgia Fisherman is in. And it's still going. Sampy, how you doing? I saw you in earlier. I'd seen Epic had put a comment in earlier. Snake River, thank you for coming in tonight. 28 people already. Terry Lane, hello, hello. All right, so we're going to get to talking catfish. Hey, there, speaking of wild, there he is, Catfish Weekly. The notifications. Yeah, I have issues with that too. I don't know if you've ran into issues with that, Smitty, or not, but where sometimes you get notifications and sometimes you don't.
It seems like I've got it figured out. You got to hit that bell with the lines on the outside of it. Although sometimes it seems like I don't get them too. I don't know. Yeah. I'm certainly not the electronics expert, as I proved yesterday.
And we were kind of talking about that. Oh, Stan 3 is out there. All right, up to 30. So we got Peace City. Where do you normally fish at? What area of the country are you coming to us from?
I live in South Jersey. We call it South Jersey, but I'm actually West Jersey, I guess you would say. The Delaware River is the border between New Jersey and Delaware and Pennsylvania. And
wow.
I live
New
right
York. And New York, did you go up further?
Way further. But I'm down actually across the river, the Delaware River, from the Pennsylvania-Delaware line, if that makes any sense to anybody. Wilmington is almost straight across the river from me, and Philadelphia is about 25 miles north. But I'm in Jersey, so like I said, I kind of fish a lot in the Delaware River when I first started chasing catfish, probably 10 years ago. But there's nothing in there but channel cats, and I chased them, and I started fishing tournaments, and won a couple tournaments around here, and it's still fun, but I just got that bug when I see some videos of these guys catching flatheads, and man, that was about all it took, and I just started chasing them about 2.5 years ago, pretty serious. So.
And you started chasing the flatheads. Now you were fishing catfish tournaments there?
Yeah, there's the Delaware River and some of the little tributaries right off the creeks, right off of it, or right where I'm from, and there's a boat club not too far from me on the Raccoon Creek, and those boys are serious about their catfishing. I kind of befriended a few of them, but I wasn't really in the clique, I got to be pretty friendly with them, but they know what they're doing, and they're hard to beat. And I finally did win one of their tournaments, much to their dismay. But it's friendly, of course, but it's pretty serious.
Oh yeah,
oh yeah. Like I said, it took me a long time. The first time my buddy approached me, and he said, "Hey, you want to fish in a catfish tournament?" And I was like, I was like, we're going to go try to catch catfish. Because, you know, usually when you're fishing, catfish is the pest. You know what I mean? You're trying to catch, you know, bluegills or perch or something, and you catch a catfish, and you're like, oh, what the heck? And he said, yeah, it's a catfish tournament. I said, yeah, I don't care. We're going fishing, but we're going to try to catch catfish, you know? And he says, yeah. So we did, and the little creek that actually runs through our town, he had a little a sneak box. Me and this guy are in a sneak box, like a 10-foot sneak box with a 15-horse motor on it. It took us an hour to get down to the creek and get out there and fish. And we caught it was a 3-fish tournament, and we probably had 2 3-pounders and maybe a 4-pounder, and we thought we had the world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we motor on back. Took us an hour to get back to this boat club, and we come pulling in there, and we got out of the boat up on the dock and walked up to where they were weighing them, and these guys are weighing in 8, 10, 12-pound catfish. And my buddy looks at me, he goes, man, go back to the boat and throw them fish in the water before somebody sees them. And we stood there with our mouths open, like I didn't even know catfish got that big.
Yeah.
You know, so that started it, and I fished them I probably fished 10, 11 years in that tournament. I placed one time, and then I finally won it in 2015.
That is awesome.
Yeah. But like I say, I've caught 15-pound channels here in this Delaware River, which is, you know, that's a good fish.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
They're hard, you know, they're hard to find. You'll catch a whole bunch of 2s and 3s before you catch that 15, you know.
Well, I'm gonna come right back to that. We're up to 43 people in watching us. Outstanding. We got I think I said hello to Lyle from Catfish Weekly, Country Boy, Mike Irvin, Mark from Catfish and Crappie. Congratulations to my good friend Mark, passing that 1,000 mark this week. I'm sure everybody out there in this crowd already is, but if you're not, go over and check out Mark, Catfish and Crappie. Let's see, Buckeye. Yes. I finally got in touch with Smitty. I went the secret way around through Chesapeake Bay Catfish and good old Timmy, who we both happen to know. So that worked out pretty well. Wandering Fisherman is in.
Hey, Stan.
Mike? Yeah.
Loyalty Homestead just sit in there and said hello. That's actually my son. So say hi to him.
Oh, where is it?
Loyalty Homestead. That's his YouTube name. Yeah.
Awesome. Loyalty Homestead. There we go. P City's Smitty's son.
P City Junior.
Welcome. That's P City Junior. All right. Well, I've got Stan 3, so we've got Smitty Junior there. So y'all check out Loyalty Homestead. That's awesome. Glad to have you in tonight. Good friend Parker Pursuits is in. Uncle Lou, Lee Reed from Uncle Lou's Tackle. And Parker Pursuits, Ernesto Vasquez. Hello. Great to see everybody in here. Thank you all so much. Up to 47 awesome people. Now, I know a little bit about the Delaware River. I used to live up along the Delaware where it went between Pennsylvania and New York. I was about, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes from the New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania border, right where the Neversink River and the Delaware River come together. So I fished the upper section of that, which was, mainly known for trout and smallmouth bass. And this is going back probably 2010. We even started having the stripers make it all the way up there and stuff in the 2000s when I was up there. So not a lot, but we had that awesome shad run. I'm sure they came through down there, the American shad. That was a lot of fun to look forward to. But we did a little catfishing then, and I've caught a couple big channel cats in the teens, but same thing. I had no idea about what, the flatheads and the big gigantic blues and stuff.
Those guys actually up there in that non-tidal part of the Delaware up there, which is pretty far from me, but they're doing pretty well up there with flatheads.
Yeah,
they got a good community up there. They got a Facebook page or something, and that, like I said, it's pretty far from me. But they got a nice population of flatheads up there. And I don't quite understand it, because I can get in a boat in the Delaware River and I can go up the Schuylkill River into Center City, Philly, all the way up to the Fairmont Dam, and you can catch flatheads there. But they don't wander out into the Delaware River and live for some reason. It has something to do with tidal water or something. I don't know, maybe Epic would know. But they don't come out of the Schuylkill into the Delaware, and yet it dumps into there. So I don't understand that.
Oh, I see Stan 3 said he just landed a 37-incher. He does nice. He's in the monthly kayak tournament now, so they don't weigh them.
Right.
They've got the muskie boards.
Right.
And you put it on that muskie. It's a 60-inch board, so I'm trying to hold my hand out like anybody can see it. But yeah, so they lay them up on the board and take a picture with the length of it. That's awesome. Yeah, I wonder if that is something with the flatheads, because the lower part of the James, not really known for flathead. Mike Chavez had even talked about that a little bit, saying you might have to come up here for some flatheads. And we're Richmond with the James River is basically where the tidal part of the river ends. So we're kind of like right at where the lower and the upper James come together, is just right up the road from where we normally fish. And that area right there is where it seems like the majority of your big flats are at.
Right.
So now we got Betty in the house. Thank you for coming in. Mindy Hogan. Hey, Mindy. Yeah, I know. My granddaughters are here. You may end up seeing something with the nails this weekend.
Oops.
I don't know. For all that don't remember, my granddaughter said that in order to catch the big fish, you got to have rainbow painted nails. So we'll see what happens. Mike Kaufman, I think I said so. You ended up. So you're in Jersey, but you're wanting to chase the bigger cats after what you had told us about. So then you start fishing a little bit into the Pennsylvania side, it sounds like.
Yes, yeah. One of my friends at work actually kind of prodded me. Man, let's go try to catch some of them flatheads. I said, man, heck yeah, I'm in. Because I had pondered it a couple years before, and I actually I didn't do much research, but I went out to Phoenixville, Pennsylvania, which is a hot spot for them. But I went during the day because first time with a boat, I didn't want to go at night, and I took some bluegills, and there was a bunch of guys with jet skis and people water skiing, and I got kind of a little bad taste in my mouth that day. So I kind of just gave up on it. So my buddy, one day at work, just kind of man, let's go try to get some of them. I said, heck yeah, I'm in. So we did a little research, and we went up in the Schuylkill, like I said, from the Delaware River, and we actually caught a couple. And it was late. It was late in the year, so the water was getting cold, and so we went and ventured up into the, towed the boat and went, and didn't have much luck. And then we realized that under 50 degrees they don't bite, all that. But anyway, we got started, and then over the winter we just did research, and man, I just watched YouTube videos, and it's been crazy ever since. I have been addicted. I think for 2 years straight, I bet you I fished once a week. My son will attest to that. I just make time for it. I'm like, I usually picked Friday nights because I could go after work and it doesn't kill the whole weekend. And if something happened Friday night, I tell my wife, I said, well, that means I got to fish Saturday,
Yeah.
But hey, that's how you learn, and man, I'll sit out there 6, 7, 8 hours. Some nights not catch any, but taking notes and just doing more research. And now, like I said, I'm not the expert, but last year I caught 3 fish over 40 pounds. I think I had 7 over 30 pounds. In this area, that's a pretty good resume.
Yeah. And what seems funny is like once you start doing that, like you'll catch a certain amount of your 30s, your 40s, and you'll see that you'll just start getting a common like a sixth sense for where the fish are at, where the bigger fish are at, and it just kind of snowballs from there.
Yeah, it's just like your mindset changes, and you take the good with the bad too. I mean, I would get skunked tonight, and that's all right. I'll do something different next week.
Yes.
And try to learn, but yeah, it's been addictive. It's so addictive that during the winter I'm like getting the shakes because I can't fish, and then we stumble on these blue catfish, they can kind of catch in the winter. And Washington D.C. is like 2.5 hours. That's far, but it's not out of the question. So me and another buddy from work kind of started. Well, and look, next Thursday it's going to be 52. In December or whatever, man. Let's go. And so we started going down to DC a couple times, and unfortunately he was a lifelong friend of mine, and he had a spot on his pancreas. It was giving him some trouble, and he went in and got surgery and got it removed, and was trying to do the rehab and the recovery, and he was bleeding. I don't know something, but he threw a blood clot, and then he passed away, 48 years old. So
sorry to hear for the loss.
He was as crazy as me. Like, I mean, literally we could go fish for 8 hours, not catch nothing, and then on the ride home we're talking about what are we going to do different next week.
Yes, and
so a guy like that's hard to find. So I fish by myself most of the time, but I don't mind that either, because it's peace and quiet. It's my sanity, even though it drives you crazy sometimes. But
yes,
and now I've introduced this live stream into my life to make myself crazy.
Even crazier, right?
Oh man, yeah, to ruin my fishing.
Oh my goodness, we've got up to 53 people. Stonefly is out there. Mike Cole, thanks for coming in. Good friend Palmetto Cats. We got people, Creo and Thomas are dropping the links out there. Thank you. Okay, I think we caught everybody. Yeah, so we were talking about the technology.
Yeah.
And people have seen my lives go through it. This past Sunday was just had a extra phone with me, had the new phone with me, couldn't get that to get signal, then tried and ended up having to do the whole thing with my son's phone. And then he was out fishing in the background, and he was the only one that ended up catching fish from the kayak. And I'm like, hey, you caught one out there, and all you could see was a little. But you experienced a little bit of that yesterday morning. You know what? But it things like that are memorable. They were calling it the dark feed alive, and it was exciting hearing you, even though you couldn't see. It was exciting hearing it. It really was.
Yeah, I was watch as much as I could. I was watching it back at work and reading comments, and I was cracking up. And that's why I'm sitting there watching, and I'm like, man, I never shut up. Luckily, if I had an iPad, I wouldn't be able to fish. I don't think I'd be talking the whole time. But yeah, one of the guys from work told me, he goes, man, this you're a natural at this. He goes, you're just a motor mouth. He goes, that people gotta love that. I said, yeah, well, usually I'm answering questions, and what I'm saying is relevant to what they're thinking, I guess. But yeah, it was funny. The comments were funny, and I like I said, I appreciate everybody that hung in there. Catfish and Dreams was keeping score pretty good and all that.
I don't know if he missed a minute. He was there nonstop. I think the entire stream.
He must have been. Like I said, that was awesome. But like I'm reading back the comments today, and he was making fun of my chicken legs. So we're gonna have to have a little talk about that.
Yeah, I think it came up a couple times in comments.
Yeah, yeah, the guys, we went through a stage for a while there where the guys at work would walk by me and ask me, oh, when's leg day? And I'd say tomorrow. Every day they ask me, I say tomorrow. I've always been the fat guy with the skinny legs. Well, what can you do?
Hey, you're the one wearing the shorts and enjoying the beautiful weather. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
Who cares?
Yeah. I don't care. Yeah, I'm not trying to impress anybody.
Let's see, we got there's a good friend Hooks is in Hooks and Hammocks. Your boy Troy. Lee Evans Catfish. Laura the Explorer. Thank you for coming in, Laura. She's out there on the pursuit for catching catfish. Hasn't quite she's just about there. I think as this spring comes and they start roaming around a little bit, I think we're going to see her catching quite a few of them.
Heck yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, so Frank H. It was a little dark.
You know what's funny, Stan, is I did have my GoPro running for a piece of that black, and I caught a bunch of fish during that black. I'm trying to think of how I can make a video. I usually want to try to make a video of every trip, but yeah, there's no way. But I'm thinking I did a little intro, and I might just play that video of the black section as the video and say, see, you got I wasn't lying. I wasn't just splashing the water. I saw the comments, so you guys know who you are. Oh man.
All right. So you go out yesterday, and did you have any idea, like when you were going in yesterday, was it like, man, I should be a good day, or it's like, well, I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see what happens. What was your feeling going in?
Believe it or not, I was excited because I got the bait that I wanted, and it just seemed like, well, the night before said that the Potomac was 47 degrees, the Potomac, and I was like, wow, man, that is really warmed up, and I thought this place was probably similar, although it wasn't, but I actually thought, I couldn't have thought of a day like yesterday, of course, but the very first time I went there, Stan, I had the same bait because it's a good bait. And the first time I went there, the first spot I stopped at, I swear, was this rock that I named Stump on my depth finder because it looked like a square stump to me, but it was a rock. Anyway, I set up on that rock.
Is that someplace you fished before?
Now, well.
Oh, you named it on the thing yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, no,
okay.
I had it named already. But the very first time I went, which was, I don't know, 4 or 5 months ago, like I said, I didn't go too far away from the dock. I had looked on Navionics and saw where the channel was, where it was deeper, and I just kind of headed out there. I was less than a mile from the dock, but I kind of cruised around, and I just stumbled across this stump. Well, it wasn't a stump, it was a rock. But anyway, I always like to try. I stop. I want to cut my bait up, get my rods out, get the sinkers set up. I just like to stop, fish for a little bit, and then get a plan together or something. But I ran across this stump. I said, I'm going to sit right here. And I sat there, and I promise you, I caught probably 17 or 18 fish, and 7 of them were over 20 pounds. Wow. First time I ever been there. And it was probably from 9 o'clock till about noon. And they kind of slowed down a little bit, and I'm thinking, wow, man, this place is unbelievable. So I started moving around, and I rode down. It's the first time I've ever been there, and I bet you I didn't catch 2 or 3 fish the rest of the day. But that's okay. I still had it was one of the best times I had fishing ever for 3 hours. I've told a bunch of people that. But anyway, so I'm thinking, man, this place is amazing. And I went there. I've probably been there. This was probably my 5th or 6th time there, maybe 7th time. I don't know. But the one time I went and I ran into Timmy from Chesapeake Bay catfishing. And another time I took Top Tactic, my buddy Jake, there. But it just hasn't been that good, of course. But I haven't been able to get that bait. And yesterday or the day before, I called the guy where I get this bait every once in a while. I said, hey man, you don't have any shad, do you? Yeah, I do. I'm like, are you kidding? He goes, yeah. I said, oh my God, I'm gonna run down there and get some. So I just had a good feeling,
Yeah.
And I usually try to fish by the weather, the wind, and everything like that. And I was kind of toss up between Wednesday and Thursday. And Thursday looked a little warmer and all that, but the wind was going to be going against the current, and I was like, "That's all right. I'm going to battle. I just want to fish. I just had the bug."
Yeah.
So, but of course, I never dreamed like yesterday. Yeah, there was a period there where I couldn't put the baits back in the water.
Yeah, we saw. I mean, we heard.
Yeah. Yeah, when I pulled up to the first spot, I went a little bit different. I was watching Combat Carl and Epic were on there. They were chatting about locating and talking about channel walls, and So I said, you know what? I'm going to go all the way across till I find the kind of the channel wall. And I did.
Yeah.
And once I found it, I just kind of motored along it. And again, I found a rock or a big clump of something, bushes, rocks or something. And I said, I'm just going to stop here and, you know, fish. You get my poles out again, just get my poles out, get set up, fish for a little while. If I'm not catching nothing now, I'm ready to fish. And I got my fourth pole in the water, and I couldn't keep them in there after that for like an hour.
Well, isn't it amazing when you start putting the pieces like that together? You go to the main channel, it's got the current, it's got the right depth. Now, not only does it have the wall, but now you found other structure in there also. Yep. So it's 1.1, like Carl was talking about the other night, points for all these other things, and all of a sudden it's like ding, ding, ding.
I know. I know it makes sense sometimes, and sometimes you'll set up on that rock and not catch nothing. So
yeah,
but yeah, I didn't have neither of my cameras out. I surely wasn't ready to go live. And the first fish, the first takedown was a 24-pounder, and I'm like, holy cow! This is on today. You know, I'm like, okay, and you know, no giants there, but man, I mean, consistent 15-pounders. They're fun to catch.
Oh, all day long you can, you know, it's great to have a day like that. Every once in a while you just get the 24, like you said, and then you caught another one later on in the day, right? Another 24.
Yeah. I couldn't beat it, of course, but he was right, 23.9, 24, you know, and I had another one that was right at 20, but I had a couple that were 19. You know, no cheapies there. No cheapies. I think that the last one I caught, number 40, was maybe 5 or 6 pounds, a little guy. But yeah, I think the best one.
I think you said it was the smallest, but the best one of the day.
It was. Yeah. After I got sitting there and absorbing it, I'm thinking, man, this is pretty amazing. And I said, how good will 40 sound? It sounds a lot more than 39. You know what I mean?
Doesn't it though? Doesn't it? Yes. And we've got some more people came in, Fishing with Paula Smith. Y'all check out Paula's channel. She's trying to grow there. She's been putting in a bunch of videos. And if you like seeing some 80+ pound catfish, that is definitely a channel to check out. We got a Big Country Catfishing. Rick's Fishing Adventures. Hello, my friend. How you doing? Mo Barrett, great to see you back in. Thank you. Thank you, Roger, for putting that in. Roger had put up in there before. Now I'm sure I'm missing stuff because as we know, I end up I get talking and I get focused on talking with the person and I miss the things in chat. So once we get a bunch of the convo out of the way, I'll come back and get a bunch of the questions if you have any other questions and stuff. Roger put up there, and I loved it too. I thought that was absolutely awesome. I love the flip cards with the numbers, with the 24 and then keeping track.
Yep.
Awesome idea. Talk about keeping the audience engaged. That was awesome.
Yeah, I watch a bunch of the lives myself, and you know, you're sitting there and almost everybody that checks in says, you know, hey, how many fish you caught? You know, how much is the biggest one? And like I was thinking it'd be cool to have like a digital one, you know, but I'm like, man, I can't have any more wires on my boat. You know, working something else to go wrong. And I thought about a dry erase board, but you know how it'll get hectic. And I thought, man, you know, my nephew played flag football, and they used to have these little scorecards, and the little girl would go over there and flip the score around it. So I'm looking at them, and you know, they had one with 2 different colors, and I said, you know, I could keep the weight on one and a fish count on the other. So you know, I said, I don't know, man. This might be corny. I don't know. But based on, I think you'll see some more guys doing it, and that's fine. But
based on the comments yesterday, it was cool. Based on the comments tonight, cool. Yeah. People love it. I know I try to do the palmetto cats counter thing, and it's good when you're on your boat or whatever, or on the bank just for yourself. But to try to put it up, it's hard to see on the
right. Yeah, like I say, people can jump in alive, and if they know me and they know I got that there, when they jump in, they just look at it. You know what I mean?
No, that's great.
I thought it was pretty cool, but I need to refine it. Of course, now yesterday the wind was blowing it, and I need to have a label that says count and weight or something.
Yeah.
But that's fine. I just wanted to try it, and it seems like it's easier for me to remember because when I look at the scoreboard, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to change that. Because I know when I'm fishing, I don't know if I caught 12 fish, 13 fish, 14. I really don't know.
Yeah.
It's just so hard to keep track of it if you're not.
Oh, when you're out there doing the live and trying to focus on the chat and how to fish and what you're doing, you get past about 4 fish and it's like,
yeah,
4.
Yep. And it's the people on the live that's what they're there for. That's they're interested in that, and that's what's going to have people keep them interested. So yeah, I thought it was a cool idea.
Yeah, that was definitely a cool idea. Let's see. We got Steve Austin out there. Thank you for coming in, Flatty Daddies. Parker Pursuits. I've got to give a shout out and say hello to Kaylee. That is Kaylee is my granddaughter Madeline's good friend there. So hello, Kaylee. I see Epic came in. Thank you for coming in, Epic. Fishing with Big Mike, Roger Anderson. Appreciate y'all being in. Thank you. So we were talking the scorecard, and yeah, just an outstanding idea. I really like it. Yeah, I think you probably will see other people using it, and
yeah. I gotta refine it a little bit. Like the wind was blowing it around, which that won't happen as much in the summer, I don't think. But also if I had weight and then fish count or something on there, that would help a little bit. But yeah, I thought it was a cool idea.
You're only going to be able to use it if you are already subbed to CitySmitty.
That's right.
There. So,
that's right.
Don't go using the idea if you're not at least subbed to him over there.
That's right.
By the way, his City's link is out in the description. I'm sure it's been being posted and stuff. So hopefully we can get some more people over your way, because when you do pretty regularly, you've been going out and doing the lives, and you pretty regularly put some fish up in the boat. So
yeah, I kind of started at a bad time with the winter and all, but I do try to get out, but I've only really blue catfish probably maybe 15 times, so I'm certainly no expert at it, but I still seem to catch some fish. But it seemed like I did a couple lives, and then I didn't, I caught 1 fish one time, I caught 2 another time, and I'm like, oh man.
Well, Smitty, you know how it goes. It's the time of year. It's the blue cats will bite in that this time of year, and you got to actually have a good chance of catching a big monster catfish. But as far as numbers and consistency, wintertime is tough. It's just tough. The water's 30-something degrees, so it's
yeah. Well, even yesterday, the water was like 40.5. It still wasn't very warm, because it was actually chilly out there at times with that wind blow. And I put my jacket back on for a little while there after the adrenaline rush wore off in the morning. But yeah, I caught a 60-pounder in Washington D.C. back in November. And that really got me hooked. I wanted to fish every week. And then I see Flatty Daddy jumped in here. I got pretty friendly with him, chatting on his videos. He's one of the guys that I really look to for flathead advice, and I ask him questions, and he always answers. Great guy, and he got over 1,000 subs, so I'm happy for that. But shortly after that, there was a tournament down there, and he said, man, why don't you come fish the tournament? I'm like, yeah, man, I just caught 90 some that day. I caught a 30-something pounder too. I'm like, man, I caught 90 pounders in 2 fish. I could go down there in that tournament. Shit. I went down there. I didn't even weigh in. I carried like a 17-pound fish around with me all day. I never caught nothing to add to him that I could have weighed in anyway. But they'll teach you that you don't know too much, when you go to them tournaments. Them boys down there are they're good. They're good.
Yeah, well, it's there's a difference when we get to go out maybe once a week or so, but when you can go out and you're going out several times a week, each and every week, you kind of it's a lot easier to pinpoint,
Sure.
what current you're looking for, what depth, where, just based on water temperature, and you can pretty much just start to. The big thing I think is that as they spend more time on the water, you can pretty much target. You can knock out like 70% of the unproductive water. So you're only searching in like 30%. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the more experience you have, the easier it is to find that.
Yep.
Let's see. We got Uncle Josh came in from 1 Ton Fishing Club. My Virginia brothers there. Thank you for coming in. There's everybody was real excited about it. So now you said the bait, it was did I hear shad? Or we're not talking about the bait.
You know what? It's no secret. What I call it is a saltwater shad. But it's bunker. Bunker is what I was using. Some people that live inland probably never even heard of a bunker. But it's pretty much like a trash fish to saltwater fishermen. But it's a magnificent bait. It's all oily. It's like a shad, but it's a saltwater shad.
Yeah.
I mean, we use it shark fishing, striper love it, bluefish, and it's just like it's a shad. I bet you it's in the shad family. But
I used to do a lot of saltwater fishing in the Jersey Shore, so I'm familiar.
Yeah. So you know what bunker is? It's junk. It's junk fish, but we used it some for channel cats, and channel cats will eat it. When we're fishing for stripers during the run in the Delaware River, you catch plenty of channel cats on bunker, and I don't know. I've used it a few times on the blue cats, and they seem to like it. I don't know if it has an extra something to it or what, but like I said, I got it.
It's that real oily. It's got that real oily fish scent that puts good markers out there. And
yes, it's nasty. They're nasty. I couldn't imagine somebody eating one. Maybe Josh might bite one if he caught a PB or something. I might too if I caught a PB. But yeah, like I say, it's no secret, and I don't mind telling you guys. But I've been kind of skirting around it a little bit, but just so I could come on here.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate you putting that out here on Two Stands Fishing Channel. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I saw when I was reading back on the comments. I saw somebody asked, and you said it's shad. Look, you can see it right there on the cutting board or something.
Yeah, it did. It looked like shad from here.
It does. It looks a lot like. I bet you it's some sort of shad. I figured it's like a saltwater shad.
Yeah, we could have kept that. It would have worked. But yeah, then it's that whole thing. Like people, that's a big debate on. Like a lot of the rest of the country has skipjack, the skipjack herring, which is a river herring, and does it work in waters where they're not prevalent? And the whole natural baits for those waters as opposed to the unnatural, the chickens there. And there's going to be 50 different sides to everything, and what works for you works for you.
It's a huge debate, and it's a great topic, and some people will almost be offended by it. But of course, if you're going somewhere where you've never been and you want to try to catch a catfish, if you could get some of the fish that live in its river, of course that's going to work. But there's no chicken in that river.
Yeah.
And people catch catfish or chicken. I mean, it's still an animal that's going to eat something that's not putting it off. These catfish I were catching yesterday have never ever seen a bunker before.
Yeah.
And you see that I was catching them, right? Like I said, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense to feed it something that it's used to eating, of course. But
And,
will it
you
eat?
know,
Will it eat something that's not living in its river? I guarantee you, it
you know,
will.
and it's just like you know, science. You really can't prove a theory unless you have a control, and it's
Right.
just so hard to get that control that
Yes.
we'll never know. And Epic is famous for saying the best bait is location. So if
Yeah.
you get your
Yes.
bait,
Yes.
you're anchored right where you need to be. You put your bait. Well, will they eat chicken as well as they eat shad or sunfish or whatever?
Yep.
You know.
Yep. There's a lot to that. Like I said, it just makes sense, and it's not worth arguing with somebody about it. I try not to get into arguments with anybody. But like I said, it don't have to be something that lives in its river. In fact, I was so confident. That's all I took with me yesterday. I got 1 dozen of them from my bait store for $20, and that's all I took with me. I was that confident in that bait. But when I don't have something that I'm confident in, I'll take 5 things. You know, if I go to the Asian market because I don't get nothing with my cast net or something, I'll buy some carp. If they have an eel, I'll buy an eel. I'll buy a shad. I'll buy some mackerel, some mullet. I'll even take chicken sometimes. But yesterday I took nothing with me but bunker. I promise you.
And that is because you've had success with that.
Yes.
Multiple times over. And that brings up another point that what's going to work for certain people, it might not work for others because they don't have that. They haven't had the results with it. They don't have the same confidence. So they're not going to throw it and be willing to let it sit there or, you know,
Yes.
You're always going to do better with what you have confidence in.
Sure. But yeah, it's funny. My buddy that passed away, he was, he liked to catch fish. I know that when we went down to Washington, if we were fishing and you were getting dink bites, he would pull his lines in and put smaller hooks on to try to catch the dinks. You know? And I'm like, man, what are you doing? I'm gonna catch this thing, you know. But he liked to catch fish.
Yeah,
He used to enjoy going and catching the bluegills for the flatheads, and I would go throw the cast, and he goes, it's all right, I'll go catch them. You know, he liked to stand there and catch bluegills.
Hey, and you know what? As long as you're getting excited over it,
yeah.
To me, that's okay. I used to like fishing up north. I used to like seeing how many different fish I could catch in a day.
Right.
Perch and crappie and bluegill and bass and, you know, hey, and whatever it is, if you're excited about it, go for it. That's what, you know, that's what fishing is all about.
Yep. But yeah, he would, you know, if we were going to Washington or whatever, he would fish all day with baits that we knew worked. You know what I mean? If we had some shad or whatever. And I would always have at least one bait on that was something that we never tried before. I call myself R&D. You know, I had a piece of bunker on, or I had a crab on, or I had some mullet on, or you know what I mean? Or I would put a head on, a giant head.
Yep.
And let it soak all day. He's like, you ain't gonna catch nothing on that. I said, well, if I do, it's gonna be big. But that's okay. That's me. You know what I mean? But
I am the same way. That big head, that is my favorite piece of bait. Let's see, we got Rocco came in. Still got 50 some people in here. Witty Wade, great to see you. Thank you. Ohio Catfish Chasers, Derek, how is it going, my friend? Epic said Moon Eye. There's another one that we don't have a lot of around here, but you know, suckers and creek chubs, and there's just such a selection. And I do believe that your biggest of the fish that are in the rivers or in the lake, you're going to have your best chance catching them on what they're used to eating.
Sure.
Just my opinion. I think that's what, you know, but can you catch big fish on other baits? Of course. But I think you know, if that depends on what you're looking for. If you're searching for that biggest of the big, and I always try to have out one big bait for that. And then I also have out, like you were saying, different other baits, kind of like searcher baits. And I'll try to have it in the current up against the ledge, right up on the flat, off the ledge, until you can kind of locate where they're at.
Yeah.
You know, that I try to, and we're lucky here in Virginia. We're lucky here in Virginia that there's unlimited poles. So, you know, you can be on the bank with 8 poles if you want. It's no,
right. Yeah, with my boat is not very big. If I fish 6 poles a lot of times, and only really when I get somewhere where the current's going the right way, or you know, it's where it's good. It just gets messy. You know, if you have a drift sock out, I can't stand when I catch a fish and he tangles 2 lines up and gets an anchor rope, and it's like, oh. So I try to avoid that, but you know, sometimes it's necessary. But yeah, six rods is usually the most I fish on my boat, and that's a lot to manage for one guy. You know.
yeah, yeah. If you see Roger and them, Muskrat Adventures and Skip and Zach, they'll have that whole.
I don't know how he does it. Tim does the same thing. Tim King. Oh my God. I don't know how they do it. I really don't.
And again, I think it's time on the water. They do it so many days, and they're
sure. Yeah.
That just after time added one in, and
yep.
Let's see.
And yeah, I mean, the more poles you got out, the better chance you got. The more scent you're putting out. I get that, but yeah, man, I luckily I don't have no hair to pull out, but I'd go crazy if I was tangling up every time I caught a fish.
Oh, we got Has Life is in the house. Let's see, we got a question from Rocco. Ever used the flapper technique with bluegill for flats?
Yeah, Rocco, for sure. And I just found out, I've been chatting with Rocco a little bit. He's kind of pretty close to me. So, we share some of the same waters, but, yeah, a lot of times, if I'm fishing a live bait, a bluegill or something, and, you know, he gets pretty moving, you know, dead. That's what I'll do. I'll bring him in and just, kind of cut the spine out of him if I can. And, yeah, just throw him back out, you know. I almost feel like the first year I fished flatheads all year that I wasted almost the whole summer fishing for flatheads with only live bait, because they will bite cut bait in the summer. You know, everywhere you were reading, I'm reading, no, live bait, and I swear, now when I'm fishing flatheads, even in the dead of the summer, I have at least one cut bait out. And seems like the big fish like the cut bait to me. I don't know.
Well, all right, Paula. Have a good night. Thank you for coming in. Bins and Finds is in the house. Still got 52 people watching. That's awesome. Oh, that's right. Roger is asking Has if he's going to. Where'd it go? Roger Anderson was asking Has if he's gonna share his mojo with Elston in the morning for the give back tournament. That is tomorrow.
We're pulling for you, Chunky.
And we got let's see, I think Catfishing came in. How you doing, Cat, my friend? That's another one you all want to check Cat out if you haven't checked him out. Awesome videos, just very, very entertaining. And the reviews he does some really awesome reviews also. Sunfish Assassin, thanks for coming in. You forget they all come in the chat here. Peace City. Paul Meadows said, I'm pulling for Chunky too.
Hard not to.
Is there.
Yeah, it's a great idea. The tournament is it's really got people interested in this whole deal, man. I love it. I fell hook, line, and sinker for it myself. So
okay, so we'll just get back to yesterday a little bit. You go out there, you kind of had that feeling, you had the right bait. You'd been there before, you know it could be a good lake. You had that good feeling. So when you went out there, or when you're going out to a spot, do you go out with a plan ahead of time, or do you kind of get to the water and see what's happen? What's your thought processes as you're getting to the water?
Well, I always when I'm scouting out a new place, Google Earth. First thing I got to do usually is look for a boat ramp. Because like down in Washington D.C., there, where do I go to launch a boat at? Who do you ask? You know what I mean? But I'll look around, look for boat ramps, and then just start searching the geography and see some bends and that sort of thing. And I got navionics. I'll look at the navionics, and I'll have a plan kind of going in usually. But you know what? Once you throw the boat in the water and you get out there, you start seeing things that aren't on Google Earth, and I just kind of let my instincts take over. And especially now, I got this spot lock motor. I think I'll be moving and scouting, moving around and trying different things more. You know what I mean? But I don't say I move a lot in the boat, but I move quite a bit.
You're the one that you'd rather search for active fish than wait for a bite?
At times, sometimes if I'm just chilling and I'm in a spot that I never caught fish at before, I'll sit there for an hour and a half. And then some nights I'm just more rambunctious. I don't know. Or if I'm in a new spot, I won't sit in a new place too long usually like that. But like down in Washington D.C., I would sit at a few spots because the water moves real hard down there. You're getting some scent out, and I don't feel like I need to move as much down there if you can find a good spot. Like DMV and those guys, they sit on the bank and fish in the same spots, and 5 hours into the stream they'll catch a 50-pounder. Yeah. So I don't think you have to move all the time. What we could debate this all night. But I
that's what's great about the shows. That's what we do here.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I would say I probably I move maybe more than some people. But then there are times like when I'm flathead fishing, some nights I just hang. The one stretch that I fish a lot, I have 5 or 6 different spots, and I hit them for an hour each almost, unless I'm really, really catching a bunch of them at a spot. I'll stay, of course. But yeah, I don't know. It's almost like a feel thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's again, goes back to time on the water.
Yeah.
Some days you feel like, man, it's just going to be a tough bite today. I'm going to have to find those active fish.
Yes.
And other days, I know exactly what you're saying.
Yes. Yeah. That's exactly it. You almost know the nights you're going. Yeah, man, I'm probably gonna have to hunt them down tonight. And you go to the first spot and you don't get it. You don't get nothing in a half hour. You're gone.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Still 50 some people watching. That's absolutely awesome. If y'all like it, please hit the thumbs up. Helps out a lot.
These people are easily amused if they want to listen to me, Stan. I tell you.
Hey, you are. Somebody said it before. I wish I could remember who put the comment out there, but a bunch of people have said it. You have set the bar high for the live streams this year, my friend. It's there's a goal to shoot for. Epic Catfish says, "Nice to see you as the special guest." So yes, I appreciate you coming in tonight. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I appreciate like guys like Tim. He's a legend. Just the fact that he like looks at my video and leaves a comment and I can actually chat with him is amazing.
Mind blown, right?
Yeah, it's awesome. And what a good guy. I think I could be friends with him. He sounds like he could be a little fun at the bar maybe every once in a while too. Yeah, I think Tim and I were talking about that. If we had been old school, we definitely would have become good friends there. Yeah.
Let's see. A lot of what I liked, I was telling you a little bit before the show, is you have this awesome, epic day, and there was you weren't happy with where you were at because your two rods were getting the bites, but you were getting bites, but you were still like, I'm gonna move.
Yes.
And people were like, "You're gonna move. You're getting
Yeah.
bites. What are you gonna move for?"
This guy, he's a little loopy, right? Yeah, well, you know, everybody, I don't know, everybody don't, but just because you got a boat don't mean that it's going to be a good day. And I knew yesterday that at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, the wind was going to be 11 miles an hour, perfectly against the current, which is a recipe for disaster, kind of. So I knew what I was going to be facing, but yeah, I had two rods casted towards the front of the boat, and they're the ones catching fish. So I'm like, well, I want to get six baits up there if that's the case. You know what I mean? So, but I hung it out, but I think I did eventually move. But man, after that pace I had in the morning, if I had to wait 15 minutes for a fish, it felt like forever.
Yeah, I had I had heard you say that a couple times. You were catching them like boom, 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 and then there was a little bit of it's kind of like higher low tide here in the James, and we're fishing you get that slack water time, and you can feel it that it's like you start losing motivation or hope, and it's just that the water slows down. You can just but then the water starts picking back up. You get a bite, and you're like back right into it again.
Well, that's funny. Yesterday, I kind of said that. I caught 2 or 3 fish again fairly quick, and I was like, man, I'm like excited like I just is this morning. You know what I mean?
Whitty, if nobody put that up here, I have I appreciate you bringing that back up. Oh, there's P City's link right there. I also have his link out in the description. So yeah, please jump on over. His lives, I really like watching him out there. He's the type that I like to watch that has the excitement about the fish, and that's to me that's fishing, man. That's he had that awesome day yesterday. He's at 39, and most people would have said, "I'm out of here." I'm going home. No. This is the kind of person that you are. I'm at 39. I'm staying. I need 40. I want 44. It was. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was fun. Of course, I was having a little bit of fun too, trying to be whatever. But yeah, then because it's like that pricing thing. They put a price on something. It's $2.99 instead of $3 because $2.99 sounds like a lot less than $3. Well, 39 sounds like a lot less than 40. So I was determined to catch that 40th one, and I had a pretty good one on and lost it, and I was like, "Oh my God, are you kidding me?" And then I caught that little small guy, and that was the happiest I was all day, I think.
Okay, there's a question from Thomas Littlepage. Do you have a spot that's more productive? So we can kind of extrapolate that out a little bit. In your area, do you find, let's say going into this time of year, we're going into spring. What kind of spots for people that are kind of just getting into it? What kind of spots are you looking for? What kind of spots were you looking for yesterday?
Well, yesterday, that place there, there's some rocks. When you go the other direction towards the dam, it gets really, really rocky. Like you can't even get up through there with a boat or whatever. So I was pretty much looking for it's not structure, but it's a rock. Something for them to get out of the current. Maybe attract some bait fish. Something like that. I pretty much, like I said, Tim and Carl were talking about channel edges and all that. And believe it or not, that was my intent. I went all the way across the channel. I got to the edge, kind of coasted back and forth, kind of found it. It doesn't have a sharp edge out there. It's like I said, 25, 27 out in the middle. And then I got over to where it was about 20, and then it kind of shot up to 14-ish, something like that. So it's not a ledge or anything, but that's the channel edge. So once I zeroed in on that, then I kind of cruised, and I ran across a rock that was kind of at the bottom of that ledge. So, you know, like I said, I always like to try to stop somewhere and fish, get my poles out, get the bait cut up, just kind of get, you know, all right, let's get everything ready.
You're actually almost hoping to not catch anything during that point.
Almost.
Yeah, I'm never going to turn a fish away, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
I promise you, yesterday I would have hoped for 15 minutes before I caught a fish so I could get my stupid camera set up. Because I literally couldn't hardly put my poles back in the water, let alone get my camera set up. But yeah, that's exactly right. I want to get my baits in, just get everything set up, get my scale out, my pliers out, and then be ready to fish. But man, I think I put my last pole in, and the first one went off, and it was almost nonstop for an hour. The first stream cut off on me. It's 52 minutes long. It's on YouTube. They put it on YouTube. That is almost a good enough video to sit and watch. I almost catch fish all the way through that whole 52
whole time.
minutes.
Yeah.
I can almost just call that my video for today, because I'm almost catching fish the whole time through it.
There you go.
But
Catfish Fever Outdoors. Lynn is in the house. Mark, Catfish and Crappie. All right. Have a good night. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you coming in. And again, congrats on the 1,000.
Yep.
Hooks and hammocks. And Epic said when you were describing that's still the ledge.
Yeah.
Gave the thumbs up on that.
Yep.
He put Epic had also put another comment in there before that. Sub to the channel before you even got going, just based on comments and stuff. So you can pretty much tell in chat and things when people say, everyone have a big country catfishing is going. There you go. Sean and I learned to set up the cameras before baits go in the water.
That's a good idea. That really is. I might have learned something yesterday.
Ask P City what kind of we got some questions about electronics. What kind of electronics are you using?
I got a Garmin Lee. It's a Echo Map 732, I think, and it's a SV, the side view. I tell you what, I bought it. I paid, I wanted to get a good one, and when I bought it, it was like $750, which was a lot of money for me. I really struggled with it, trying to figure it out, how to get it, dialed in. And after watching a bunch of YouTube videos, a couple of days, I just took my boat out in the river and just went out there and played with it. And now I actually like it. Of course it's a Garmin. It's a good quality unit. I was just struggling with it, but it's a good unit. It's got the side view, the down imaging. It's a touch screen. You know what I mean? It's really a nice unit. Of course I wish it was 9 inches versus 7, but you get what you can afford. But I think the Garmins, the Hummingbirds, the Lowrances are they're all great stuff. You know what I mean? I don't think you can go wrong. But like I said, you got to buy what you can afford. And like I say, mine's a 7-inch. It's okay. I surely wish it was 9. And man, them guys that got them 12s, them big old TV screens, but them things are like $3,000. I'm like, man, I even if I had $3,000, I don't think I would buy it.
It's the way I look at it is, it's just like the rods that you use or the reels or whatever. We catch big fish on ugly stick catfish rods, $40.
Yep.
There's other ones out there. Timmy from Chesapeake Bay is using the big game. I've seen a lot of people use the big game rods.
Yep.
Can you go out and do it with that? Yes. Can you go out and do it? You could still take those old Eagle fish finders from back in the 80s and 90s and find you could find the ledges and the depths, and could you still go out and do it? Absolutely. Could you find bait with? Absolutely. Now, is it easier with side scan and spot lock and of course? Does it make your
Yeah.
up your game? Of course, but
Yep.
that's the game we're in now. You can that's what I love. One of the things I love about catfishing, especially, is you can do everything from sitting on the bank with you don't even have to have a pole, really. You could do a hand line, throwing it out there and catch catfish.
Sure.
Straight up to somebody, like you said, with $3,000 fish finders, and
Yep.
everybody will catch fish.
Yep. Yeah. I don't know how much of the stream you watched yesterday, but I've been so happy all winter. I've been talking about getting this Minn Kota with the spot lock, and I got it, and it works wonderful. Well, yesterday it quit on me for some reason, and I don't even know how it happened, because I mean, literally, I was standing there fishing. I see my lines go slack. But anyway, make a long story short, I get home and I said, man, I got to see what's wrong.
Yeah.
Come to find out, there was a button pushed on the remote that had it in a record mode or something. I don't know if the wind maybe blew it and it bumped on the console, or if when I walked by, I banged it with my knee. I don't know, have any idea, but it's not broken. Thank God, because I was like, it was a big investment for me. And I thought, man, if I figure I'm doing something to help myself, and here it lasted 3 trips, and but anyway, seems like it's okay. So that was a big relief for me.
Yeah, I bet. And you seem to be the same kind of like I am. You can't just have a great day. There's got to be things that go along with it, right? I mean,
yesterday, other than catching 40 fish, was awful. It was awful.
I know your gosh dang it, your iPad went, and the stream went, and the motor, and the this and the that, and
I tell you, I've become friendly with quite a few people with here, but probably only 1 or 2 people in the catfish community I've changed phone numbers with, and one of them was Timmy. And thank God that you or whoever told Timmy, and he called me, and that thing might have been black all day.
No, that wasn't me. I don't know who. Somebody had got in touch with him, and because I came in and people were saying the same thing to me.
Yeah,
I didn't think about it.
He called me, man. People are texting me telling me your screen's black, and I'm like, oh, are you kidding me? But
yeah, because a lot of us saw you with the when you bumped into him. You brought that up before about bumping into Timmy, Chesapeake catfishing at the boat ramp. So
yeah,
we're like, hey, I bet you.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a funny story. I'd watched a few of Timmy's lives, and chatted with him on the lives, and I knew that he fished down there, and I wanted to try down there because it's less than an hour from my house. So I asked him some questions, and some sizes of the fish, and but anyway, I got not friendly with him, but chatted with him just like I chat with everybody, and I mean, I know what he looks like, you know what I mean, from me chatting with him, but he don't know me. So I dropped my boat in the water down there that day, and I parked my truck, and I used the potty. And when I'm walking back, I see a guy unloading stuff out of his car, and he had big poles. And I said, well, he's catfishing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I kind of eased over towards him. I was just going to say, hey, how you doing, buddy, or whatever. And he turns around, and I go, Tim. And he looked at me like I had 2 heads, like I said, XP CitySmitty. Oh, hey, but I knew his name, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, he looked at me like I had 2 heads, So I said, man, you going fishing? He said, yeah. I said, man, I'm going out in the boat. You want to go with me? Well, hell yeah. So
hey,
he jumped in the boat with me, and he did a lot. He went live that day, so he was chatting. It was really good. We were both fishing, and we caught some fish that day, and it was fun. But it was funny. I said, Tim. Yeah, he looked at me like, oh boy, who is this guy?
Timmy is exactly Chesapeake Bay Catfish, and he is exactly in person as you see. I'm sure a lot of people remember he came down and fished with 1 ton and LG Bass and my son, and Timmy was there with us with Mama Chu, and
Yep.
we pulled up in the parking lot, and we had never met or anything. I mean, we messaged back and forth a few times, you know, setting up where to come and things like that. But
Right.
we pull in the parking lot, and he's like, "Stan, hey!" you know,
Yeah.
yelling from the other side of the parking lot, and we're not even out of the car yet, and he's saying, "Stan 3, where's your kayak? You got to have your kayak." And you know, it was just, it was like we had been friends already, been fishing 50 times together already, and
yeah. Well, yeah, like I
this,
said, we exchanged phone numbers that day, and I talked to him, and we were going to fish Chad's tournament, but man, it was so cold here and windy and blustery, and we wound up having to cancel both days, which was kind of depressing. But yeah, me and Tim, we'll get together again. I know, but like I said, that would have been fun, you know. But man, it was both days. It was 28 degrees, 24 degrees. And 13-mile-an-hour wind, and I'm like, man,
it was bad. It was bad enough here in Virginia. I fished it with Green Machine Outdoors, and we had ice. We had an ice storm that came in, and I had just Stan 3 was we were supposed to do the tournament together, and he had to be out of town, and so I'd already asked Dan from Green Machine if he wanted to do it the week before. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to cancel unless he does. And he's like, well, I'm not canceling. So we end up driving through the ice storm to go fish in the dang tournament.
Yeah. Well, both weeks I hit Timmy up and kind of felled him out a little. I didn't want to cancel on him, you know, or Chad. But I just got this new trolling motor, and I'd read a couple of times. Well, even I think Creole had trouble, and he kind of attributed to the cold weather. And I'm thinking, man, if I got this $1,300 some motor that I've been dying to have, and I'm scared. I'm scared to take it out there. I don't know. So yeah, I felt bad. But yeah, I felt bad for Chad too. You know, he was counting on us to go there, and he was nice enough the first week to say, yeah, you can come next week. But the next week, I think it was 4 degrees colder.
Yeah.
So,
okay, let's see. Go ahead.
Yeah, I said like I said, I feel bad, but you know, sometimes common sense has to prevail. You know, it's not.
It has to, and it should have, because we only caught 2 fish that day, so we should have never went. But
yeah, I would have been happy if we caught 2 fish, I think. But like I said, I was just worried about my damaging my brand new trolling motor and my motor too. You know, it's just not. It's not good.
And out in the river, in the boats, and it's just not worth it unless. Let's see. As far as Timmy yesterday, we told Kelly. Stan 3 is saying they told Kelly to tell Timmy to give you a call about your the live stream.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see. We got Fishing with the Chad. Speaking of that tournament, Fishing with the Chad said, I think P City versus Mo Creek and Parker should happen on Catfish and Crappies 1v1 on Saturday morning.
Hot dogs.
Hey, we had they had what, 34 or 37 something. They had the won the Blue Cat tournament with.
Oh yeah, they were tearing them up that day. Yeah.
34, 37. I don't remember exactly. It was up in there, and they had some channel cats that didn't count. So.
Oh, okay.
But you still got the higher number, so.
Yeah. So I'm the favorite going into that one.
Yeah. So that may happen. I wish I would have thought about that, or I wish Chad would have said something about that when Mark was here. But that's something that you have you seen those one versus ones that Mark does on Saturday mornings?
I've seen a couple of them. Yeah.
Awesome. They once the water tongue's not working right. Once the water and the weather starts getting a little better, we'll start seeing a lot more of them again. I really like that. That was a lot of fun. Same type of thing as the tournaments that's been on with the Chad, the couples tournament last year and the Blue tournament. Just awesome being able to fish against people from different parts of the country, and
it's really unique. I was telling my wife and the family and also the guys at work. They're like, "What do you mean you're in a tournament on the internet?" I said, "I'm going to be fishing at the same time as like guys from Missouri or Arkansas or whatever. We're all going to be live, and somebody's going to be keeping score, and it's a tournament. And you know, it sounds weird or whatever, but it's cool. It's actually cool.
Yeah, it's when you tell people about it, they are like, that is really awesome. I can't believe this technology now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so looks like Roger is going. Thanks for the chat, Stan of Peace City. Hit the rack, tight lines, Big Cats family. All right, Roger, you have a great night. Thank you for coming in.
Take it easy, Roger.
Appreciate you being out there. Oh, Fishing with Chad said they had 37 blues and 5 channel cats, so it's pretty close. It's pretty close. Has said that would be 2 versus 1. May have to bring Timmy with you to even the odds out there. 2 versus 2.
That's right. I need a net man. Yeah, I got home last night, man. I was whooped.
Rick's Fishing Adventure says, I hope to catch 40 fish at over 10 pounds this whole year. Yeah, you were catching, you had the 2 at 24.
Yeah.
And you had one that was about 20, right?
One that was just over 20 and one that was just under. And a whole bunch of them that were 16, 17, 15.
I was going to say that 15, 16.
Yeah.
A couple of them were
like cookie cutters, almost cookie cutters. That's what I call them. They're, almost 15 pounds, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, I bet you maybe five fish that were under 10 pounds. And
so I think it averaged out, or who'd you say it was again that was there the whole day with
Brandon, Catfish and Dreams?
Brandon, that's right, Catfish and Dreams. Thank you. Yeah, he was trying to keep that weight total going too, and it ended up at like 600 pounds for the day.
Yeah, I saw one time I looked at my phone. He had me at 39 at 585 or something. So the last one was 5 pounds. So I think he's caught at 590.
Yeah, and hey, we're gonna do it chunky style and round that up to 600.
Oh, yeah. 800.
Yeah. Hey, we got I think we have Sabrina that just came in. Or maybe not. Foxton 46, bluegills and cats. So does anybody else have any questions out there? I know I'm sure I missed a bunch of them as I was talking. I got Dale Hayslip says, I bet you was wore out. Willow, 800 pounds sounds good. They're agreeing with you. They're going to go with the 800 pounds.
Yeah, I saw Will. I saw you were in the chat most of the day too, brother. I appreciate it. You was being a little hard on me there for that dark spell, but it was funny. You guys were funny, man. I wish I could have enjoyed it with you at the time.
Hey, but if you can't count on your friends to bust your bananas, who's going to do it? That's what fishing and friends are all about.
Believe me, at work we do it 8 hours a day. So anybody who wants to come tangle with me, I'm ready. It's a bust fest all day at my job.
Let's see, Austin Dieters.
And tell Rocco it's Wooder. Wooder.
Wooder.
Wooder.
Wooder and Wood.
Wooder. Wooder.
I saw the question there.
Yeah, I think he was breaking my stones a little bit too. So I don't park the car near the water.
Yeah, that's the other one. Yeah. There it is.
Okay, Epic just made a comment on here. I just happened to see it. I'll tell you one more story. Last year I put fluorescent tape all over my rods. I bought a black light bar to put on the back of my boat for flatheads. I put my boat in the garage, and turned it on, turned all the lights off and turned it on. And I took pictures of it. It was sick. It looked not like chunky, but I had tape on the rods. It was awesome. So I go out fishing that Friday night, and it gets dark, so I pull up to my spot and I turn that black light on, and my rod's lit all up. I went up to the front of the boat to take a picture of it. By the time I got to the back of the boat, it looked like the Mothman movie or something. I could hardly get to the back of my boat to unplug the light. It looked like something out of a science fiction movie. So I kind of scrapped that idea. And then a month or so later, I said, man, I'm going to try that again. Maybe that was just a bad night or something. Same thing. And then I had moths around for a half hour. I couldn't get rid of them. They're in your face. And
I
don't know.
think sometimes they're worse than the mosquitoes.
Oh, my God. But I'm serious. It looked like a science fiction movie. I don't know if the Schuylkill River is famous for moths or something, but I got to figure something else out, Tim. But I promise you, I'm gonna have them lit up, man.
Let's see. Mike Irvin, he was in there quite a bit yesterday. Said even in the dark we could hear everyone he caught.
Yeah. I was listening back to it today, reading the comments, and I was laughing. Like I said, I'm thinking, man, these people got to be irritated with me. I never shut up. I do have video from my GoPro for a good portion of that black. So if anybody needs video footage, I got it.
Just for proof, right? So you weren't there.
Yep. I'm not going to delete.
Oh, I got another one. It's a big one. Oh,
yeah.
It's another fish.
Yeah, I'm splashing the bucket in the water. Yeah. You should read the comments. They're like, yeah, that ain't fish. He's kicking the water. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, there's speaking of him, there's Timmy.
Hey, Timmy, what's up, buddy?
Could have had a heck of a fish fry yesterday, P City.
Yeah, we could have.
Dale asked where you were fishing yesterday. At a top secret, undisclosed location, known only to a few.
Yeah, no, it's really not. Like I said, it's down the Susquehanna River, the southernmost part, almost where it dumps into the Chesapeake Bay, below the Conowingo Dam. It's really no secret, and there's plenty of fish. So go, I hope you don't kill them, but go down and fish.
Epic says, yeah, those nose tickling river moths. He knows them well.
Yeah.
It was definitely the P City podcast yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, Timmy, the rod limit in Maryland, I did look it up. It is 3. But the last time I was there, the DNR guy came and I had 6 poles out and he didn't say nothing. So, I don't know. I don't like breaking the law or anything, but I'm also not keeping fish. So
somebody had put out there, the rod limit in Maryland is 3 for non-tidal and unlimited for tidal.
Oh, okay.
And where P City was, it was tidal all the way to the Conowingo Dam.
Right. Okay. There you go. Yeah, I thought it was unusual that the DNR guy didn't say anything. But he didn't. So I figured, well, maybe since I'm not keeping fish or anything, it's not hurting. I don't know. Like I said, I don't try to intentionally break any laws or anything. But he didn't say anything. So.
Sorry, my granddaughter, Little Smith, wants to come in and say something really quick so Uncle Lou can tell Mindy.
Hi, Kaylee. And I'm going fishing tomorrow.
Sunday.
So,
well, maybe tomorrow, but.
I'm going tomorrow and Sunday.
What are we going to catch Sunday?
We're going to catch Chad tomorrow so that
yeah.
we can catch on Sunday.
That's right. We're catching Chad tomorrow.
Look what Kaylee said.
Catch Chad tomorrow so you can catch a 50-pounder Sunday.
That's right. You hear what P City said? You're gonna catch. Who's gonna catch the 50-pounder?
Me.
Grandpa's not.
No.
Lou Reed out there. They were listening to the stream 2 weekends ago when you said the tip to what's the tip to catch big fish?
You gotta get a blue Slurpee. You gotta have your toenails painted, and you gotta get some Wawa.
Well, I ain't painting no toenails.
I'll watch your back in your sleep.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, baby. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't know if you were watching when that happened. She was God bless her. We were there 2 weeks ago, and it was pouring rain on a Sunday morning. This has just been this year. We do the Sunday morning live stream every Sunday morning, and it was past like 7-8 weeks in a row. It's been snow and freezing rain, but it was like 40 degrees, upper 30s, 40 degrees, rained for like 3 hours, and she was out with us. She stayed out there trying to get the fish for like 5 or 6 hours. My granddaughter that was just there with us. Paint the nails. So, and Stan 3 was out in the kayak, so I was letting her do chat, kind of like what we were talking about before. I was letting her do chat while I was trying to cast poles and do this and that. And she gave out the secret, what she just said. You got to get a blue Slurpee and snacks from Walmart and have painted nails. So
if that's what it took, Stan, I'd do it.
Hey, man, you know what? I'm going to try it, but
oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's always been an important thing in our family. The outdoors, fishing in particular, but hunting. My wife even goes hunting with us, and
really cool.
Yeah, she was a city girl. She was from New York City, so
wow,
for her to come up and turn into a country girl.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's a big change.
So yeah, it's that's always been a real important thing in our life. So
yep. Awesome.
Well, thank you, country boy. Thank you. Yeah, that's my little grandbaby. That's my granddaughter. Her and her little sister. They know they got me. Oh my goodness. Hey, but what you'll do to catch a fish?
Yeah, whatever it takes.
If you Google tidal boundaries in Maryland, send you to the DNR website and list exactly where the tidal waters go up the rivers. Yeah, that was one thing that I was shocked was I really wasn't aware of it, is that here in Virginia, it's the Marine Police, the Virginia Marine Resource Police that actually patrol the James River because the marine fish come up, the blue stripers, and we're having the shad run is just starting here. We get the hickory and American shad like the Delaware River.
Right.
It's not quite as strong as that. That's why there's a limit. Like we can't keep any American shad here. Is the Delaware? Did they? Is there any limit?
I believe you can keep. I think there's a limit on American shad, but like herring, you're not even allowed to possess them.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
The river.
I'm not sure about the American shad though.
Here you get no American shad, no river herring. You can't. Like you're supposed to just, like you said, not even put them in possession.
Yeah.
You catch them, you're supposed to.
But I think if you buy them, you can buy them somewhere, but you have to have like the receipt. They don't want you to have.
Best of my knowledge, here in Virginia, you can't even do that. That's how strict they are on those.
Yeah.
But the hickory shad, man, that runs. It's just starting right now, and that's fun. That they call that poor man's tarpon, the hickory and American shad. It's our version of skipjack for the rest of the country.
Right. Yeah.
We get out there with the little darts and the little spoons, and
yeah.
Man, it's a blast. And the catfish, the big blues especially.
Right.
Man, you put one of those big hickory shad heads on there, or a nice big gut section.
Right.
Ooh.
Yep. Candy.
What is your favorite section of bait? Like I said, mine is the head. Hands down, if I'm doing a cut bait, I will, and the pieces are there.
Yeah.
I don't care. I'll always take the head.
Yeah, me too. I like to always have a head on. My buddy that passed away, his favorite cut was the first cut off the tail. Without,
Hey, it worked out great then, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, we got along good. But yeah, I like I said, I'm not particular, but I'll always have a head on, somewhere or another. But the first cut right after the head, I usually trim the gut pocket off, and if it's a big enough fish, you can cut that in half. Leave the spine on one side, and but yeah, I'm not too picky about either, really, to be honest with you. But I like fishing with the heads. I do.
Yeah.
When fishing for the stripers up here, I love having a bunker head on for the big stripers. That's my favorite bait. When something grabs that head, he means business. He's not a dink.
Yeah, definitely. I've caught more big fish by far with the head than anything else. This was a question. Rocco, you're talking about barometric pressure?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what he means. I just been trying to kind of do that, watch that a little bit, Rocco. But for me, if I look at the weather and it looks like it's nice on Wednesday, I'm going fishing. So I don't pick my days on it, but I have been trying to look at it now and try to pick up a trend or something, a pattern. But yeah, Epic talks about that at great length, barometric pressure. So
let's see. All right, Uncle Lee Reed, Mindy Hogan, thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you. They may have left already. Tennessee Fun Outdoors, great to see you. Still got people coming in. Kelly Speaks Out, how are you tonight? Yeah, Sabrina, hope you're feeling better. I know you've got ongoing issues, so some days is good and some days bad. I can relate to you, my sister. I hope you get more good days than bad days. That's when you've got issues, that's all you can hope for. So yep. We all praying for you. We can't wait to see you out on the water, and we love seeing you in all the chats. So thank you very much for that. Went off tides. Rocco, myself, fishing the tidal waters. The answer to that is when is the best time to go fishing? Is yes. If you can go. I don't think there's any one. You got pressure, and you've got moon phase, and you've got water clarity, and you've got the water up or down, or cold front, warm front, temperature, water. The whole thing is what I think. That's why if you look at one thing, well, the barometer was this and I caught fish, and then the next time the barometer was this and I caught. Well, what you didn't mention was that the one time it was during this other moon phase, and the water was this low or this high. There was all the other things put together. And I think, that's why you'll see different results at different times if you're only focusing on one of the little issues.
And Epic just put a nice answer there for you, Rocco. But yeah, like Stan says, the best time to go fishing is when you can. Like I said, for me, especially in the winter, I'll look ahead, and like I might get the urge to go to Washington D.C. and I'll look, and next Thursday it's going to be a decent temperature and the wind's going to be a small number. I just say I'm going Thursday. I don't look at the barometric pressure. I just don't, because for me the wind direction and the temperature, of course, are the critical things to wind speed and wind direction.
That's another one. Wind I forgot about. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Because if you're fishing in a boat and you got outgoing tide and the wind's going dead against it for 6 hours, I mean you're going to get your butt kicked for 6 hours. But then like Washington D.C. is unique because it kind of makes a 90-degree turn up there at the city. So if you got a north wind, you could fish on the other side of the city. And
yeah,
it won't kick your butt all day. So believe it or not, wind for me is the biggest factor of picking a day for fishing. Of course, temperature. But But like I'll look and see what the wind is predicted and the direction. A lot of nights when I'm going flathead fishing, the Schuylkill River only runs in one direction all the time. It's not tidal. I don't know what you call it. You know, there's dams in it. It always runs in one direction. So, you know, the wind direction, if you got a north wind, but the river runs south in that section, now you're going to get your butt kicked all night because your boat's going to be spinning around in circles.
I just call them non-tidal river. That's what, you know.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's
I know what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, like the Delaware River runs back and forth. It changes directions every 6 hours.
Yeah,
and the Potomac does too. The Potomac's like that down there by Washington, but
and so is the James.
The Susquehanna doesn't. It runs all the same direction until it gets down to that Conowingo Dam. And when they're running the dam, it runs out all the time. You know, that one's a little even trickier than the normal river. But yeah, for me, the wind is my biggest factor for picking a day to go fishing, and you know.
I gotta get some rest for one. Stand on. All right, heroes. Thank you for coming in. Appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right too. Has put something up there. I don't think tide is a big factor either. A lot of guys say about the stripers they play better on the incoming and all that, but get out there and put bait in the water. That's the best way to catch them.
Rocco, the exact numbers, I think it's like, you know, there's the little chart, and extremely low and extremely high are both bad. It's from like that, just under 30.0, so 29 point whatever, up to like, I think like 31. Anything above or below that, they say is either high pressure or low pressure, but
yeah,
you know, then
I recently downloaded an app on my phone to start watching that pressure, because I'm not going to base my nights on that, but I'm going to start looking at it and try to put patterns together. But yeah, I think anything under 30 is when it's low, and anything like when it gets up near 31 is high. But
yeah.
like Epic says, I think when it's changing is the times. You know, that's what you got to notice.
When it's changing, and then also once it stabilizes back out, once it's been stable, because then they get comfortable again.
Yes, right, exactly.
That's one thing I've learned really was we give fish, they're instinctual. They're cold-blooded instinctual animals. They're not saying, you know, I'm gonna go eat shad tonight. No, maybe crayfish.
Yep.
You know, they just they react to their conditions. So
Yep.
I feel it in my bones in the back of my neck. Yeah, Rocco, if you Google it in, there's a couple of good sites, but it really has to do with the effect that the pressure has on the internals of the fish. So you know, and when it's starting to change, it will affect the smallest organisms first. So the reason that is a good change when that storm is coming in is because the water will get active. When the pressure starts happening, the smaller particles from off on the bottom of the water start moving up. They start moving around. Henceforth, littler fish start coming into that. Well, littler fish are coming and eating that, and then the bigger fish move into, you know, the whole cycle that starts as it changes. But then as the pressure starts affecting them more, then, you know, they don't eat and they're not comfortable, and then that's when they're looking for the other waters to get more comfortable, et cetera, et cetera. It's you know, once you get into it, it's like we could sit here 5 hours just talking about the.
Yep. And still your best chance is to go put some bait in the water.
Yeah, but I always, if I know that a change is coming, like it's been really, really warm, and we've got some cloudy weather and stuff out, and I think we're supposed to have some rain and colder weather coming now. You know, that could be a fire bait just before it starts changing.
Right. Yep.
Well, you know, because they feel it. They feel it, and they're going to react to it, and they know they're not going to eat for a few days, so they start feeding. You know, so.
Yep, I'll go flathead fishing some nights, knowing that it's getting ready. It's going to rain that night, but that's all right. I'm gonna sit there till it starts raining, and then I'm gonna sit in the rain for a little while.
Yeah, yeah. Far be it from me. I sat out in the rain long enough to fry my phone on a live. So.
Yeah, I ain't gonna melt.
Now I've learned to put a baggie over it. I think it was Lynn, Catfish Fever, that gave me that. If you're going to be out in the rain, put the Ziploc bag. Duh. You know, I've thought about it.
That's genius,
I've always,
right?
yeah, I've done it when I'm, if I'm just out fishing before I started doing YouTube.
Right.
I always had baggies I'd put the wallet and the phone and stuff like that.
Right.
You start doing YouTube and it's like you're go brain dead. I got the phone out there. I wish I had something meanwhile I always carry garbage bags, bags and baggies in my thing. All they would have had to do was go in your head.
Yeah. It's like, so simple, it's genius.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Is there any other anybody got any other questions out there at all? We covered a bunch of stuff tonight. Smitty, I can't tell you. I thank you. And so then this is what happens. I don't know. I know this is the first time you're kind of doing a show like this, but
yeah,
almost 1 hour and 45 minutes. It's 9:45 already.
Yeah,
and it seems like we just started.
Oh yeah, we could go another hour 40 if we wanted to.
Oh, easily.
I appreciate you thinking of me, Stan. I do. I'm trying to be part of the community, and I want to contribute. And I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I feel like I've made a bunch of friends, even though I haven't physically met a lot of them. But you know, like I said, I could run into some of you guys and just jump in my boat, and we could fish all day. And I feel like it would be a fun day. Not uncomfortable or because we don't know each other, because you feel like you know each other. So
yeah, you've already got stuff to talk about. It's you just start talking and
heck yeah.
Whiskers and Stripes said it. We cram our brains full of fish and stuff and then lose common sense.
Yeah, right. Not enough room for the common sense anymore.
Oh, that's too funny. But yeah, we've had I like doing these where I just even without a show, where we'll just come up and start talking, and Epic will come up or whoever, and we talked Catfish just the other night. I think it was 4 hours that Epic was up here, and we were back and forth with and people. We've been on, there's tomorrow Saturday morning they got the give back tournament, and a lot of other people going out doing things. It's the lowest that it's been all night. We have 31 people watching still.
Yeah.
After almost 2 hours. I mean, that's just.
I know it's awesome. And you do that. You do yours late sometimes. And unfortunately, I'm a early go to bed guy for work days, but I go back and watch it.
Yeah, I thank you. You've commented before too, and I really appreciate that. And,
yeah.
Like I said, I'm a big believer in things happen for a reason, and I really wasn't going to have a guest on tonight. I was just going to talk about whatever, and if somebody wanted to come up, but then you had that killer day yesterday, and I've loved, like I said, I've loved your lives because you've got the desire. Like I said, what I remember the biggest thing I remember from yesterday was you kept wanting to get more fish, and at the end, after having this amazing, huge, epic day, it wasn't enough. You wanted more. You wanted that bigger fish. You wanted the 40, 44 fish. That's that's what moves us up to that next level. Hey, and if it's just you just want to go out and sit in a chair and cast, and that's your fishing, and that's what you get excited over, that's great.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So for those when you're addicted to that next level catfishing, you personified that yesterday with having that killer day and then still wanting that next one, that next bigger one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of us have that same bug, and you just you show that in a lot of your lives. So thank you for that.
No, thank you guys for watching and caring. I got over 200 subscribers yesterday, so I guess that's like a first milestone maybe. But
oh yeah,
I get frustrated. And I keep feeling like, man, this ain't for me. I'm struggling. But I don't know. After watching myself yesterday, it's probably entertaining somewhat. So I guess I'll keep going.
Hey, it's you know, it's got to be something that you know, either you want to do it and you enjoy doing it, and it seems like you do.
Well, yeah, you know what, Stan, I do enjoy it when it's going good or whatever, but it really bothers me when it doesn't go good. You know what I'm trying to say?
I know exactly what you're trying to say. And if you've never done this, if anybody out there has never done this, there really is a whole, like, you'll see it a lot on like Elston on Chunky Cats. He'll be like, I got to put a fish up here for you. We're like, no, you're good. We're just, it's good. We're just like, now it reverses. And now you're out there and you're like, I got to get the fish. I got to do this. It's got to be right. Everything's got to be.
Yeah.
And as you saw yesterday, there was no video. And people were still
in there,
chatting, having fun, enjoying themselves, because we were out fishing with our friends. So you know that's really what it turns into. But there is that pressure when you're doing this part of it, and that's at our level. I can only imagine. You know, like you get to like Epic and some of the other ones that are known for. Yeah. Well, Epic's known for being epic, so. Yeah. Imagine the pressure there. You know what I mean? It's right. A whole nother ball game.
Yeah. Well, hopefully people aren't going to expect me to catch 40 fish every time, but I'm going to try.
and again, that's why we love you, my friend, because we're going to go out and always going to try to catch that next one or the big one or the.
That's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's another one. Like the guides. You're taking people's hard-earned money to bring them out and put them on fit. The pressure on that has just got to be insane. And you got to try to be nice to them.
Yeah. At least if I do a stinky live, I'm not costing people money.
Yeah, you can always just delete it after it's over.
Yeah,
with.
Right. Yeah, but yeah, that guy paid you $300 to take him fishing. You don't give him no fish. That's you know, you got something to answer for there.
When you don't go home until you catch a fish, then you know you're addicted, whether 1 hour or 10 hours.
Yeah, right.
Still enjoy it. Yeah.
That's right, Will. Yeah, I didn't see Catfish and Dreams wasn't here tonight, was he? I was going to razz him a little bit. He was talking about my chicken legs.
Yeah, no, I didn't see him. He usually is in.
Yeah. So I'm surprised. I think he was in mine all day yesterday. I swear.
Oh, he's still he had his live for the week, I guess. Then so.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I got to give him a little grief next time I chat with him.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, because I saw that comment more than once up there.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, chicken legs and hot dogs, and I was like, oh man, he's hard on me.
My goodness. Well, if my wife's fishing time versus mine is totally different, Rocco says.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and shut it down.
All
Just
right.
hang in there, Smitty. Just don't go anywhere yet. So appreciate everybody coming in. 33 people still watching it. Oh, after almost 2 hours. Oh, he was there? Stan 3 said he was there.
Oh, was he? I didn't see him.
I didn't see. You know, get to talking and the names go flying by and.
Yeah.
But appreciate y'all being out there. Hey, Stan 3, any other fish? You had the 37-inch or anything other than that? That's the only thing is the delay. You ask a question and then time it comes back.
Yep. Yeah, it's a delay and they have to type, you know, it's like a double delay. Yeah.
And if you're waiting for me, I'm like, I'm the doop.
Yeah.
Doop.
Fat fingers, yep.
Yeah. Peace and chicken grease, Whitty says. Thank you, Epic. Thank you. Yeah, Will, I know. Thank you. He says it really been 2 hours. It's just and like you said, we could talk for a couple hours more, but
well, some other time you're hard up for a guest, man. Let me know, Stan. I'll be glad.
Oh, hey, anytime you want to come back on, the name of the show says it all. Talking Catfish Live. That's all we do. So anybody that wants to talk catfish, I'm
there too, man.
Up stand 3. No, he's still waiting for that Gary. So
all right.
that's our everybody knows Gary. Where that came from is when my granddaughter did catch her PB 30-pound catfish. She called it. She named it Gary. So we've kind of just gone from there. So we're all trying to catch Garys now. But all right, Haz, appreciate it. Thanks so much, everybody out there. Appreciate all being for Two Stands Fishing. We'll see you all Sunday morning from the James River Live on Stand Day Morning Fishing Live. Y'all have a great weekend. I'm sure I'll see y'all over the weekend at some point or another. Thank you all for coming in. Really appreciate it. Have a good night.
Tight lines.